Signals coming from the shadow soldiers spread throughout Seoul were extremely weak, as if something was interfering with the transmission. What is going on? An enemy possessing incredible power, a special authority rank hunter fighting it. And finally, signals being blocked off. Could it be? One distinct possibility popped up in Jin Woo's head. He asked in a hurry to confirm. Association President, did that monster possess a shadow? Excuse me, please, confirm if that monster has a shadow. Wu Jinqiao's voice seemingly got cut out for a moment, then, before continuing on with greater urgency. How can this be? You're right, Xiong Hunter Nim. I just confirmed with the photos, and the monster does not have a shadow. Oh my god. Jin Woo recalled that the Ice Elf attacking Gogun Huey also didn't possess a shadow, and loudly cried out, "You must never let Thomas Andre fight that monster." There was a good chance that the monster had been aiming for Thomas Andre all along. But they have already. Jin Woo realized that he had no need to listen to any further explanation and tried to activate Shadow Exchange with the Shadow Soldier attached to Thomas Andre. Accompanied by a rather ominous-sounding alert noise, a clear holographic message suddenly popped up in his view. Jin Woo tried several times more, but it was the same story. Thomas Andre, the giant of a man large enough to block out the sun? That's Thomas Andre. Lennart Nierman's expression brightened the moment he discovered the American standing behind him. Thomas Andre wordlessly walked past Lennart and slowly went up ahead. Even those screaming people running away from the scene recognized the special authority rank hunter and his hulking physique. He's that American hunter, Thomas Andre. It's the Goliath. The Goliath. Even the first-rate hunter Lennart Nierman felt his heart pound excitedly when seeing Thomas Andre's broad back as he walked forward. Meanwhile, Thomas Andre angrily shouted at the other hunters nearby who were all frozen stiff from the powerful pressure emitted by the unknown monster. Stop standing around like idiots and start evacuating these citizens, you beastards. The roar from the special authority rank hunter was more than enough to blow away the stifling pressure, dulling the thought process of the other hunters. They understood his intention through that thunderous roar and began grabbing those citizens that had fallen behind to drag them far away from Thomas Andre. Veins bulged on Thomas Andre's face as he spotted the bits and pieces of the victims strewn messily about behind this beast. A stinking beast who doesn't know its place has rampaged around for far too long. As if to mock Thomas Andre's rage, the beast bared its fangs covered in bits of flesh in a toothy grin. Putting down a crazed animal was a universal truth, no matter where one was from. Thomas Andre's eyes became incomparably murderous right away. Reinforcement. His muscles transformed like armor and his already hulking physique grew larger and larger than before. As far as one's physical size was concerned, he was a step larger than this monster. To find out the gap in the strength, Thomas Andre rushed towards his target. A tank. People watching and sensing the ground tremble every time he took a step forward instinctively pictured a powerful tank. The beast smacked its lips at the appearance of a new prey and made its move as well. Two giants closed their distance in an instant and stood before each other. At first, they exchanged glances studying their new opponent, and soon, they squeezed their muscles laden with massive magical energy while roaring out at the same time. Two monstrous beings and their fists powerful enough to crush concrete like tofu began exploding out like bullets towards one another. This exchange of fists relied solely on brute force with no consideration towards any type of techniques. Hunters watching on were left absolutely awestruck by this spectacle. Just being kissed by one of those fists would result in instant death for these hunters. But these two were trading such lethal blows without even taking a breather, without even bothering to block them, as if these punches were just light probing jabs. It's working. Thomas Andre grew sure of it now. Pow! His punch caused the beast's head to spin to the side. This heavy sensation of impact got transmitted to his left hand. This attack definitely worked. After losing to Jin Woo, the Goliath felt his confidence had plummeted somewhat, but through this dogfight, he felt it growing back again. The continuous stream of powerful punches pushed the beast gradually backwards. Grabbing hold of this opening, Thomas Andre's fearsome full swing of his fist floored the beastard right into the ground. The beast was shoved away as the concrete below split apart from the sheer force. The creature smashed into the side of a building and demolished its wall. Only then did it finally stop moving. Other hunters watching on punched the air and celebrated, but the person responsible, Thomas Andre himself, didn't display any hints of joy. No, that was wrong. It wasn't as deep as I wanted. The thick dust clouds spread out, obscuring the vision. However, he could still sense the presence of the beast emitting the dense murderous intent from beyond the collapsed debris of the building. Heavy hunks of metal flew out from the dust and at Thomas Andre's location. He smacked these flying cars away from him and quickly activated the skill, Capture, to yank the beast hidden from his sight closer to his position. The resisting beast was brought right up to the American's nose. He immediately activated his strongest skill, Demolition. Muscles on both of Thomas Andre's arms ballooned up until they nearly popped. He slammed down on the ground with everything he had. The horrifying shockwave arising from the ground pummeled the beast. The beast cried out in agony as it was flung into the air before it came crashing back down. Thomas Andre seized upon this chance and jumped on top of the monster, before proceeding to rain down his fists laden with an unbelievable amount of magic energy. The citizens watching the battle between the Goliath and the beast from afar with anxious minds all began raising excited cheers. Even the hunters began breaking out in relieved smiles as well. No matter who saw it, this fight now had a clear victor. It was an overwhelming victory befitting the Special Authority rank hunter, often referred to as the world's best. However, thicker and thicker drops of cold sweat began forming on Thomas Andre's forehead even as he mercilessly pummeled the beast down below. What is this? What was this anxiety, born from this sensation of a noose gradually tightening around his neck the closer he got to his victory? Each and every one of his attacks was landing splendidly, and the beast being floored down below wasn't showing any signs of resistance. So, why do I feel this anxious, even though I'm clearly in an advantageous position? Fairly quickly, though, Thomas Andre got to discover the source of his anxiety. It was the eyes. From the very beginning of the fight right up until now, the beast had been looking at him with the exact same apathetic eyes, even going so far to completely disregard the indiscriminate outpouring of his attacks. It was as if the thing was mocking him, telling him to try and give his best shot. It was then. He clearly saw it. He saw the beast close its eyes for the briefest of brief moments before opening them to reveal that those eyes, previously resembling that of a human's, now fully resembling a wild predator's. The beast leisurely raised one hand up to easily stop Thomas Andre's two fists swung down with all his might. The American looked at his hands, now held tight and couldn't be pulled back at all, and felt a chill run down his back. The black hair of the beast began to grow longer and longer as its color changed to white. That wasn't all. The nails resembling owls grew lengthier as well, while its fangs grew sharper, too. Soon, whitish fur covered its entire body. A werewolf. Unfortunately, there never had been a single instance of a white werewolf making its appearance in 10 years of humans going on raids. You, just what is your true identity? Thomas Andre threw that question out as he felt this ominous chill from the disgusting, vile magical energy oozing out from the beast's eyes. Too bad. The creature didn't bother to answer him and proceeded to shatter the bones in the human's hands with nothing but sheer physical strength. Unbridled astonishment. The strongest hunter screamed out and everyone else in the vicinity couldn't hide their shock and astonishment. How can this be? All those watching the two beings fight, whether in the location itself or through various screens, prayed fervently in their hearts that this wasn't the end of this battle. Too bad. The beast snatched and then slammed Thomas Andre's wrists into the ground as if to mock their prayers. It was then the beast, in the midst of enjoying the pain of its prey, discovered something odd just beyond the human. The beast stopped its attacks. What it was glaring at, as if to bore a hole into it, was Thomas Andre's shadow. The beast stabbed its hand deep into the shadow and grabbed something within the subspace. When the creature pulled its hand out, an ant soldier hiding inside the human's shadow was dragged out along as well. The beast stood upright again. The ant soldier, its neck tightly grabbed by the powerful grip, desperately struggled, but the monster didn't even budge from the spot. This one was a soldier belonging to the Shadow Sovereign. It was impossible to destroy an immortal soldier like this one through regular means. However, the creature holding onto the ant's neck was no ordinary being, either. The Sovereign of Beastly Fangs was a higher existence. It simply focused the energy inherent within the spiritual body to erase this ant soldier from the very fabric of existence altogether. The ant soldier spat out a short death throw and turned into dust, returning to the void beyond. The beast grinned as it watched the gray ash scatter in the air. It was then Thomas Andre got up and positioned himself behind the beast before anyone had noticed it. He then wrapped his arm around the creature's neck and secured his grip with the other arm. If he lacked teeth, then he'd bite with his gums instead. Thomas Andre continued to gasp out breathlessly and concentrated on this final attack. There would be nothing left after this. His eyes shot wide open in concentration as he clenched his teeth. He heard the displeasing noises similar to bones being crushed into powder. If that was the sound of the enemy's neck breaking, then there was still a chance of victory here. I've done it. Unfortunately, the incoming rush of pain had been slightly delayed by the adrenaline coursing through his body. Thomas Andre bore the full brunt and screamed out in agony. The beast shattered the American's arms, locked onto its neck with nothing but sheer physical hand grip. It then grabbed his head with both hands before proceeding to slam him down on the ground. Viewers watching this scene through their screens saw the Goliath's arms dangling around and quickly averted their gazes. It was a scene they simply couldn't bear to watch with their eyes open. Too bad, the horrifying scene didn't stop there and continued on. The beast pounced on the sprawled Goliath and began biting him. The predator's mealtime had begun. Dozens of sharp, knife-like fangs began tearing into Thomas Andre's skin and made a mess out of his flesh. However, something unexpected happened then. Among the ranks of the hesitating hunters, one man dashed forward like a bolt of lightning and ran straight towards the beast. Boom! The monster had been drunk on the victory and the taste of its loot, so it got caught unaware, and was struck cleanly by this unexpected attack, which resulted in it getting flung away. It was none other than Lennart Nierman. Germany's best hunter quickly stood next to the grievously wounded Goliath. Thomas Andre recognized Lennart and somehow managed to squeeze out his voice. "Run away." However, Lennart shook his hardened face. "I'm also a hunter, you know. Although I'm far weaker than you. You will die." He knew that already. Of course, Lennart knew that. He didn't even have his equipment with him. And his strongest one-hit kill trump card, the skill charge, only managed to shove the beast away. Germany's best hunter, 12th in the world rankings. He knew better than anyone that such things had no meaning in the current situation. Even then, I don't regret anything. Even if this moment turned out to be his last, he'd still choose exactly the same over and over again. Rather than the life of a coward, he would choose to go out in a blaze of glory. I'm not wrong. I am not wrong. Lennart continued to psyche himself up as he glared at the massive power gradually running faster and faster towards him. I'm definitely not wrong. He locked his eyes on the chill-inducing maw of the beast opening up wide as the monster closed the distance in an instant. Lennart summoned up every ounce of energy and swung his fist. For a very moment there, the life he led up until this moment flashed past him like a revolving lantern. He didn't even work that hard, yet this incredible power was handed to him, allowing him to live an overabundant and perhaps undeserved lifestyle.